What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Kari Thompson. You may have seen some of my guitar tutorials before, but I wanted to make a little video to help you guys get to know me and just understand a little bit more about who I am and why you might want to stick around and subscribe. So I'm Kari. I'm 29 years old. I'm a guy from Boston. My day job is that I'm a sports writer. I write for Boston.com and sometimes the Boston Globe. And, if you're local in Boston, you may have seen me on Boston Globe Today, the TV show that the Globe does with Nesson. I contribute to that as well. And I just wanted to give some background on how I became a sports writer because, in my opinion, it's a pretty cool job. I enjoy it. I get to cover sports, go to games, write features and analysis, get to know the players and the coaches, and I just think it's been a really fun and worthwhile journey. And I hope this video can help anyone who may want to go down that path. Just seeing how someone else has done it. I will say that fairly into my career. I've been doing it for about 7 years now since I graduated college. I've made this video in mind with someone who's like 18 trying to figure out what they're doing in life and might think that watching and writing and talking about sports might be a fun career path. So I guess I'll start the journey from when I graduated high school. I always knew that I loved sports. I played football and basketball in high school, and I wanted to stay around the game. Wasn't really good enough to play. I was always that big kid that all the coaches want on the team, but I never really got in good enough shape to be a serious athlete. If you've never met me in real life, I'm 6'6", and I'm like 270 pounds. I'm a big boy. I'm the size of a real defensive end. And, I just didn't have the drive really to get up and lift weights and run and do all the things that it takes to become a D1 athlete or a pro athlete or anything like that. So that's why I have a tremendous respect for the athletes that I cover, because they put the work in and they are the cool ones. They're the ones that we want to pay attention to. And, that's why, you got to treat them all with respect, because what they do is incredible. How they utilize their gifts is incredible. So I was always someone that enjoyed talking about the game more studying the game, more, just breaking it down. And so I started writing a blog when I was in high school. And the blog didn't really get me anywhere, but what it got me is it started me writing. It started me on the path. So by the time when I got to college, I kind of knew that journalism could be an interesting path for me. I did well enough on the SATs to get a scholarship. I got a 4-year full tuition scholarship to Hampton University in Virginia, where I went to journalism school, and it was a great experience. I would definitely recommend HBCUs to anyone who wants to get a great education. Some of the people that I enjoy watching, such as Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp, they went to historically black colleges, universities as well. So I went to Hampton, and I would say at Hampton, I just tried to do everything. Like, I wrote for the school newspaper. I worked for the TV station and the radio station. I called the football games and basketball games on the radio as a color commentator. I just got as much experience as I could just doing a bunch of different things and seeing what I liked. But my internship experiences were all in newspapers and writing. That's just the way it shook out. I mean, I applied to things, and that's what I got. So eventually I just practiced and, just tried to get better at it. So I had 3 internships in college. I interned at the Wilmington Star News in Wilmington, North Carolina, my sophomore year, the summer after my sophomore year. I interned at the Daily Press, which is the local paper in Newport News, Virginia, the area that Hampton is in, the paper that covers Hampton, my junior year. And I interned at AL.com and the Birmingham News the summer after my senior year. And after I graduated, I took a brief detour because I knew I wanted to be in sports and be around the game, but I went to law school for a hot minute because I thought I wanted to try to become either an agent or an executive, something more lucrative that would make more money, that could still allow me to work with athletes and be around the game. And so I took the LSATs while I was, I studied for the LSATs while I was in school and doing my internships and stuff. Did well, got into a bunch of schools. I picked Villanova. I went to Villanova Law School for 1 year because they had a good sports law program. Jeff Morad, who's like a super agent in the MLB, gives back to his alma mater a lot and started a program that's named after him. And so I figured there would be some like-minded individuals that are also into sports trying to hit it from the legal aspect. And I also got a scholarship. I got a merit scholarship because I did good on my LSATs. So worked hard, got a great opportunity, and it didn't work out for me. My grades were horrible that first year, and it wasn't enough to maintain my scholarship. So I was back to square one, had to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. Came home, worked at the Boys and Girls Club for a minute as a summer camp counselor, working with kids. And that was a cool experience. It was a very fun experience. And it bought me some time to try to, figure out this career path. And ultimately, I decided to get back into journalism. Basically, what changed things for me is I went to a conference in Detroit. I went to the National Association of Black Journalists Conference, and I was able to network there. And, one of the companies that was there was Gannett, which is the parent company of USA Today. They have more than 200 local properties throughout the United States. So they have strong presence in pretty much every region of the country. And, I walked up to the table, put my name in, wasn't really expecting too much about it, just gave the people my contact information and my resume and some of my clips and all that. And, apparently they liked what I did. I got a call back, and they had an opening in Memphis to cover high school sports. So that's what I did. I'm from Boston. I knew nobody in Memphis. I packed up all my stuff, and wanted to go to Memphis to go chase a dream. And, I was in Memphis for 3.5 years covering every single sport you can imagine, from baseball to basketball to football to swimming to track and field. I covered it all. I met a lot of coaches, a lot of players, seen some good ones come through. I was there. My first year down there was James Wiseman's senior year, and he was the #1 high school basketball player in the country. I covered Nakobe Dean, who's on the Eagles, the linebacker. I covered Eric Gray, who is now a running back with the New York Giants. So it was a really rewarding opportunity. It gave me a lot of experience, and eventually did well enough to get promoted within Gannett. As some of you know, Deion Sanders took a job coaching football at Jackson State, and they had an opening to go cover JSU football when Deion was there. So I jumped at it. It was a step up from covering high school sports. You get in to cover a great HBCU program in Jackson State, as well as covering one of the greatest athletes to ever live. So packed my stuff up, moved to Jackson. I stayed down there for 9 months. I never imagined that I would end up leaving before Deion did, but I did. I got a great opportunity to come back home, and that was because of the work that I did covering the program, not just covering Jackson State football and everything that went along with it, but also covering Jackson State women's basketball, who has made the NCAA tournament the last couple of years, covering Jackson State men's basketball, who hired Mo Williams, the former NBA player, as their head coach. So it was all just a really good experience. It helped me learn. It helped me get exposure. It helped me get my social media following up. And eventually, when there was an opening back home in Boston at boston.com, it put me in the position to say, I've covered a variety of sports at the high school level. I've covered college football at, the HBCU level. And I also briefly filled in on the Mississippi State beat in the SEC when one of our writers at the Clarion Ledger left, and, in between hires. So had a good amount of experience to come back home to Boston, and that's the best move I've made for my career. Really enjoy what I do now. So I'm a general assignment reporter at boston.com, which means technically I cover everything. I cover all the sports, but I mainly focus on the Celtics and Patriots. I'm at every home game. I'm at just about every practice. I'm in the locker room for both teams. I deal with the PR teams there. I write features. I write analysis. And it's a really cool job. You get to follow, the teams that I grew up watching here in Boston, and look at them with a real critical eye. And it's just a blessing to be able to be at Gillette Stadium on Sundays and at TD Garden when the Celtics are playing, and follow the Celtics playoff run. I've been at it for about 2 years now. I got hired in August of 2022. So this August will be, will officially make it 2 years so this August will officially make it 2 years since I joined boston.com. And, it's a lot of fun. So, the things that really helped me on my career path, and I would say that the three main things that any journalist needs in 2024 would be clips, connections, and consistency. Clips. What are clips? Clips are the things that you can take to a hiring person and say, I've done this. This is the type of work that I can produce when you give me these types of assignments. So that would be articles that you've written. That would be tapes of radio broadcasts that you've made. That would be YouTube videos. Anything you can take to someone in a power position and go, look at me, look at what I can do. As many published clips as possible would be best. That's where internships help you out. But even if you don't have a formal internship, write a blog, make a YouTube channel, do whatever you got to do to get the practice, because it's all about getting better. Not going to lie, journalism is a competitive industry. There are less and less jobs every day. It's not the easiest career path to take, but it can be a fun and rewarding one. So you want to give yourself the best leg up by getting as many clips as possible that you can show to your future bosses. What are connections? Connections are people that you know in the industry that can help you out. People that know people that hire people, people that can help you be better, people that can mentor you, people that can help develop your career. I've had a lot of people like that in my career. I was at the Sports Journalism Institute my senior year. I did that. That's how I got my internship in Alabama. And, I met some great people, met Greg Lee, met Leon Carter, met Sandy Rosenbush, people who have taught me things and helped me in my career, helped me get to where I want to be, and have instilled in me to give back, which is part of why I'm making this video right now. In Memphis, Jason Munns, the Memphis Tigers beat writer, Evan Barnes, who now covers the NBA and the Nets for Newsday, you know, Mark Giannotto, who's now the sports editor in Memphis. All those dudes, man, they helped me get better. You know, they read my stuff. They told me what was good, what wasn't good. You know, we grab lunch, we talk about things, we bounce ideas off of each other, we team up on stories. That's what it's all about. And here in Boston, man, Chris Price on the Patriots beat, that guy is a great guy. He's taught me so much, pretty like, you know, a lot of what I know about covering the NFL. You know, got to shout out my editor, Gary Zen. You know, a good editor is something that you'll learn to love in this business, because, you know, you feel like you're in good hands when they read your copy, and also they just help you navigate life as a reporter. So that's the thing. You need connections. We all need each other. We need people that are going to help us out in our career and look out for us. And I've had plenty of those. And you need to do the same when you make it to a position of power. When you make it and you're successful and you're covering the leagues that you want to cover, you should reach back and find some of the younger journalists and help them out, help them get their foot in the door. And the third thing that I would say that you need would be consistency. You got to do this. You got to produce good content every day. I mean, you know, every day, every week, you know, it's really a what have you done for me lately type of industry, you know. And that means that, you know, if you're working for a legacy media company, that definitely means taking on ambitious projects, completing them on time, hitting deadlines, building your Rolodex so that you can call people when you need insight for a story, and just getting creative and just churning out good content week after week after week. If you're going the entrepreneurial route and you have, you know, your own YouTube channel, your own blog or whatever, that means you need to be pumping stuff out so people come back. You need to, you know, be posting new videos on your schedule. You need to be posting new blog posts on your schedule. I won't specifically say what that schedule is because it's different for everybody, but you know, consistency helps. I've been on this journey for a long, long time, and I've seen some of it pay off. I've covered multiple college football bowl games. I'm covering the Elite Eight and the Sweet 16 this weekend for March Madness. I cover the NBA and the NFL regularly. I covered the Celtics playoff run last year. I'm hoping that I'll get to cover their playoff run again this year. And, you know, I just kind of made a commitment when I was young that I was going to do what I needed to do to take this journey and get better every day. And no matter where it took me, I was going to make that move and try to make it happen. I find that it's been a rewarding life. It's been really fun. And I'm here to help you guys if you guys want to take the same path. So thanks for listening to this video. Appreciate it. Hope you stick around and catch the next one. And subscribe. Subscribe not just for these types of videos, but also for my guitar tutorials because they're fun and people seem to like those in my free time. So that's it for me today, guys. Enjoy the week, and we'll see you again soon. All right, peace.